Hello, I'm glad to see you with another video on Crumbs from the Table of Joy. Aurora, the real arm of English language and literature. We conduct classes for Cambridge all-over students. You can contact us on 947656520074 or email us on aurora.englishliterature@yahoo.com. Today we'll be looking at the character of Godfrey Crump. So here is a flow chart for you. So we are going to basically focus on the background, Sandra's death, escape from Florida, the influence of Father Divine, Crump's employment, neighborhood, daughters, Gerda, and also Lily. Talking about the background, Godfrey Crump is a Black man who has recently moved from Florida to Brooklyn with his daughters Ernestine and Ermina. Set in the 1950s, the play spotlights the Crump family's attempt to escape the injustices of the Jim Crow laws, a racial segregation law, by traveling from the South to New York City. And yet, the play suggests that escaping racism isn't as easy as simply leaving the South, as Godfrey and his daughters Ernestine and Ermina still face bigotry and prejudice in the North. Sandra's death. Godfrey was inspired to travel north after his wife's death, which sent him into a spiral of grief. The implication is that Godfrey turned to alcohol after his wife's death, but then he came into contact with the teachings of Father Divine, a real-life religious leader. Now, who is Father Divine, and how does he inspire Godfrey? Inspired by Father Divine's message of love, peace, and faith, Godfrey stopped drinking and moved to New York, thinking that where Father Divine's movement, the Peace Mission movement, was situated. It was only after arriving in New York that Godfrey learned Father Divine had moved to Philadelphia, but he decided to stay, taking a job in a bakery. He spends most of his time thinking about questions he wants to ask Father Divine. When he finally meets him in person, whenever a difficult topic comes up, he takes out a notepad and writes something down, explaining at one point that he is keeping track of many questions he wants to pose to Father Divine. Godfrey's religious faith. Godfrey's religious faith is what helps him feel centered and grounded in the face of sadness and uncertainty. It seems that he is hesitant to think for himself, instead wanting constant guidance. Neighborhood. He, Ernestine, and Ermina live in a small apartment in a mostly Jewish neighborhood. Godfrey seldom lets his daughters out of the apartment, worrying that the outside world is full of evil and danger. When he marries a German woman named Gerda, he effectively follows Father Divine's example by marrying a white woman but refraining from sexually consummating the marriage. The marriage upsets Godfrey's daughters, but it especially rankles Godfrey's former sister-in-law, Lily, with whom Godfrey seems to have a romantic history. But Godfrey ends up standing by Gerda, prompting Lily to disappear from his life. Although Lily and Godfrey are highly critical of each other's beliefs, the faith they place in their respective worldviews are actually quite similar, since they both invest themselves in ideas and organizations that give their lives a sense of purpose. Simply put, both characters believe in the importance of things that are bigger than themselves. The play thus explores the human impulse to find meaning and hope in belief systems or institutions that help make sense of the world. Hope this video helped you. I'll see you with another video on another day. Thank you.